Next game, Buccaneers Seahawks. This one's out in Seattle. It's gonna be a fun one, or at least in theory. If we get the right players out there, if we get the health of some of these Buccaneer players out there, I think that it should be a fun one. Mainly Bucky Irving, who it doesn't look like he's gonna play, but we'll see when we get to Sunday. Your thoughts on this one overall? You want to talk about the Seahawks? You want to talk about the Buccaneers? 2, 3, and 1 teams here.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks offense here, and I'll have we'll have a film breakdown coming out on this channel tomorrow. We've already recorded it. We're getting some editing going. We're bringing that up tomorrow. Sam Darnold and just the level of control he has in this offense right now. 4th best passing grade in the league. He has the best passing grade in the NFL between the numbers. The control that he has over the middle of the field has just been outstanding. And you see, these are the overall numbers. The numbers in the middle of the field are even better. And that last number impresses me the most, that average time to throw, because that's way faster than it was last year in Minnesota. In Minnesota, it was almost 3.1 seconds. He's down around 2.5 now, the 5th fastest in the NFL. And when you look at the Buccaneers, and look, we saw this as a weakness coming into the season, coverage over the middle of the field. It was a problem last year. The secondary's been a little better. Tyke Smith moving back to safety. I like Jacob Parrish in the slot, but the Buccaneers covering at the linebacker level with Levante David and Servassier Dennis has not been good at all, and that's still where they're getting exposed in coverage. Between the numbers in coverage, Bucs in coverage grade, 28th. Passer rating allowed, 31st. First downs and touchdowns, that rate allowed, 31st. Yards after catch per reception, 23rd. It's just, to me, if you want to attack this Bucs team in the air, you attack their linebackers, you do it over the middle of the field, and that's where Clint Kubiak and Sam Darnold are attacking the best right now in the passing game, whether it be with or without play action. I expect that to continue. The Seahawks do not have to change much in the foundation of their passing game if they want to have success in this game, especially over the middle of the field.
And, I think a lot of people are going to look at this matchup and potentially think it's a juicy one for, like Jackson Smith and Jigba. Well, I mean, he's been phenomenal all year, so you're going to kind of think that no matter what. But like Torrey Horton, like a lot of those wide receivers, and I think that would be disrespectful. For as much as the Bucs have struggled to cover from their linebacker level, their corners have been excellent. Jacob Parrish, Jamel Dean, Antoine Winfield Jr., now I'm going to safeties, obviously, Tyke Smith, and then Zion McCollum. All of them have a coverage grade over 64, and 3 out of the 5 of them have a coverage grade above 73. Like, this is just a really great unit right now. They're playing together very well in the secondary, and so I think there's going to be a lot more tight coverage than people are necessarily thinking that there might be in this game. And I think the 12 personnel offense, the tight end offense, in relation to what I was talking about on Monday and how good the Seahawks are at that will be a telltale sign, like you said, with how much the Buccaneers have kind of struggled over the middle of the field between the numbers, with their linebackers getting into coverage. I think that'll be a deciding factor of this game. The Bucs, no Mike Evans in this one. He is still hurt. I don't know if Bucky Irving is going to play in this game. We're recording this on Wednesday. He was seen in a walking boot and crutches. It was reported that it wasn't a long-term ankle injury that he has, but they're just trying to take every precaution that they possibly can. Even with Bucky Irving out there, they only had one drive of more than 6 plays until the fourth quarter against the Eagles. Now, the game kind of gets away from you. It gets a little wonky once you have a blocked punt for a touchdown. And to be honest with you, I think the Bucs just playing special teams better is probably the biggest X factor in this game. But they also just have to have more offensive consistency, and it's hard to do that without Mike Evans alone. It's significantly harder if you then multiply that with Bucky Irving not being in the game. So I think that Chris Godwin had some opportunities in his first game back last week where there were 2 catches specifically. I know one where you go, okay, a fully healthy Chris Godwin in the swing of things makes that catch. And I think that they just need him to be that. And is that a little unfair that you can't ramp him up a little bit more gradually? Yeah, I think so. But the fact of the matter is Mike Evans isn't in the lineup. And Emeka Egbuka can only do so much, even for the sensational start to his NFL career that he's been able to give you. They need Chris Godwin to play well in this game. And they need to be able to control the ball a lot more, to have sustained drives more. They had those 2 massive passes to Bucky Irving and Emeka Egbuka last week against the Eagles. And I think both of those were like 70-yard passes with so many yards after the catch. But outside of those, I mean, this team really just struggled to keep drives going, and that was at home against Philly. And you're traveling across the country to Seattle. It's a tough place to play. That to me is what's most important. Can this team, for as much as we love the thrill of the dramatics with what Baker Mayfield brings to the table, You got to be able to control the ball. You got to be able to have more sustained drives and get more drives than just one that lasts more than 6 plays until the fourth quarter. Like that part of it has to change. And without Bucky Irving, it gets even more difficult for that to happen. Ultimately, I do think that the Seahawks win this one. If Bucky Irving, if he's out there, it feels like he's going to be limited anyways. So with Chris Godwin still ramping up and no Mike Evans out there, I think this is close. I still think this is a really fun football game, but I'm going to go with Seattle 27, Tampa Bay 24 as my prediction here.
Yeah, I'm with you. The Bucs offensive line is still trying to figure things out and get everybody healthy. I think, again, Darnold's comfort zone in the middle of the field is going to really play a big factor in this game, in the passing game. And if Seattle does find, if they do find the run game again with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, that's been solid lately as well, and they have balance in this game. I just like Seattle at home a little bit better all the way around here. And look, Baker Mayfield won't go down easy. This will probably be a one-score game because he just does not get blown out without a fight, right? But I have Seattle 24-20. I'm with you. I just think right now they're a little more complete and they can lean into their identity in this game.